Okay, welcome to video number 2 on our little 762x54R quest. It's just a good day, man. I'm in a great mood. Got the day off work for a dentist appointment. Plenty of time left over for some range work. The weather is beautiful here in hillbilly country for December. And the range is empty. Got the place to myself. And we're going to shoot at 50 yards and we're going to work our way through these hand loads, right? So we've got 50 pieces, 39, 40, 41, and 42 grains of IMR 4895. We've got some leftover Reloader 15 hand loads that I had loaded previously. I can't remember the charge weight, and I left the little tag sitting on the bench. We'll talk about that later. And we've got a box of PPU here that we're going to try out and see how it stacks up to our hand loads. And I'm really curious now because I just got done shooting my K11 Swiss gun, 7.5 by 55 Swiss, and the PPU shot outstanding. Like, it shot just as good as the hand load. So I'm curious to see how these are going to shoot. Alright, let's get reset, get the target camera set up and ready to rock, and let's get to it. Alright, one thing I forgot to mention, we are going to shoot with bayonet affixed. Because why not? We've got it. Might as well. So, yeah, now, let's get to it. Still trying to get the hang of loading this thing. I think I finally got it. So, this is our first 5. I think we might run, we'll do 5-shot groups through them. Through our different ammo, and then we'll go back and shoot the next 5, and I'll probably speed it up because at that point we'll just be in boring mode. So this first one's 39 grains. The gun shoots high, which is no big deal. We make sure, yep, the sight's all the way down. The gun shoots a little bit high and to the right. It's not drastic, but it's it's there. So I've got my aiming dots down at the bottom of the target and plenty of room up high to where we should stay on paper. So the first group here, top left dot, but it'll be hitting higher than that. So let's see where it prints. Yeah, I can see it. That's not high at all. Just a little bit. Like I say, just a little touch high and touch to the right. Check our brass, make sure everything looks okay, and it does. Alright, how'd she group? Well, that's not too shabby. I had that one out of the group a little bit that screwed things up, but that's, I would say that is outstanding. So I'll tell you what, let me go down now that I know where we're hitting. I'll try and get a little better zoom in on the target camera. Alright, we're going to jump over to, what are we, 40 grains next. Yeah, see if that target view is a little bit better. I think it will be. Alright, we're going to shoot at the dot just to the right of that. Once again, brass looks good. Primers look a little bit funky, and I'll tell you what, I'll show you later when we're back at the bench and I can get a nice zoom on it. I don't think I could get it to where you could see it out here, but they're a little bit funky. They kind of crater a little bit, but it does it on all of them. So, all right, yeah, we'll talk about that later. There's always that one little guy screws up everything. All right, let's see. What are we up to? 39, 40, 41. See how they do. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, it looks like our groups are opening up a bit as we get hotter. And also, you know, as we're higher velocity, flatter shooting, looks like, yeah, it's pretty interesting point of impact shift downward. So basically I could sight it in with ammo. And I screwed up the loading. I think I got rim lock, right? Where the top round's rim is behind the one below it. And this is what happens to me a lot, because I'm an idiot and I don't know how to load a gun. Only way I really know to fix it is to pop the bottom of the magazine, which I can never get to. There it went. And dump them out. Alright, let's try this again. I think I might have done it on that round. We'll see what happens. I didn't go off the bottom of the paper, did I? Nope, still looks good. Yeah, recoil is definitely getting more noticeable. Brass still looks great. That's just very interesting. I'm curious whether, maybe as we get to higher velocities, we're starting to see the effects of shooting 308 bullets in the big bore, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, the group's definitely opening up, and I don't feel like I'm shooting any worse. And this is kind of good how we're doing these 5-shot groups everywhere, and then we're going to go back and shoot 5 more of each. Is if I'm doing something, if my eyes are getting tired or I'm not aiming as well as I was at the beginning, that'll show up once we go back to 39 grains. So here's our Reloader 15 load, our mystery Reloader 15 reload that I can't remember the charge weight on. So let's see. My camera is about 3 inches below this dot. So if everything goes black down there, we'll know why. Or barrel heat is another thing. I'm not shooting these crazy fast, but I'm shooting at a pretty good pace. Barrel's definitely warming up a good bit. But yeah, once we get back to dot 1, we'll see. I do remember this is a light load, so is it tightening up back there again? Or is it tightening up down there? I can't really tell without checking my spotting scope. Alright. Okay, I'll say it tightened up. Man. You can't beat that. All right, 5 rounds of our PPU. Yeah, a lot more recoil. A whole lot more. I can't remember for certain what the bullet diameter was in this PPU. We'll check that whenever we get back to the bench. I think it's the big bullets. I'm not seeing any holes at all. Are we even on the paper? Yeah, I don't even know if I got it in the shot on the camera, but it's actually shooting low and a little bit to the left. Very interesting. I'll check the camera here after this and make sure you guys get a look. Good thing this wasn't the dot before, or that would have been right into my freaking camera. Man, those things pack a punch. I wouldn't want to sit down and shoot 50 of those, I'll tell you that much. Okay, 4 out of 5 of them made it on the paper. Yeah, you can see where the one hit just a little bit low. That's okay. That's actually a new target backer, so there's not a bunch of holes. So later when I measure the groups, I can just measure on the target backer. All right, back to, what, 39 grains of IMR 4895. See if it still shoots to the same point of impact. Now that we're fouled up and warmed up and all that jazz. So it looks like we've shifted down a little bit, huh? Before we started, this gun was completely clean. The bore was stripped down. So maybe, you know, maybe this is a gun that needs some fouling before it settles down, maybe. I tell you, I'm not sure what to make of this. Definitely an interesting change of events, turn of events here. The group shifted and it opened up. I mean, heat or fouling, I mean, those are pretty much the likely culprits, and it may take some more testing later to figure out which one's which. I don't have cleaning gear with me, and to be honest, I don't want to screw up this first or this series anyway. But I may need to do some barrel heat and some clean bore testing. Figure out how this gun acts. All right, 40 grains. Now, one thing I didn't think about, I probably should have waited until the very end to shoot the PPU, because, you know, God knows what the hell their bullets are made of, and maybe yeah, I don't know. Definitely interesting. Very, very interesting. So I still feel like I'm holding well. Like I got nice overcast conditions, so my front side post, I'm not getting glare or any of that crazy stuff. It's just kind of perfect conditions for this. And man, I was hoping these were going to lay right in there with the others. All right, what are we at? 41 grains. All right, 42 grains. All right, now the moment of truth. We're back to that Reloader 15 load. Here we go. And my camera died. So yeah, my target camera, the battery on my target camera went dead. You didn't miss a whole lot. I've color coded the target here. As I was editing the video, the red circled ones are the first 5, and the blue circled ones are the second 5. So for the rest of that Reloader 15, it did drop a little bit, but it was still a pretty decent group for the second 5. And PPU kind of seemed to be the only one that wasn't affected by this weird shift. Of course, our lowest load really did, I mean, it was 2 separate groups, and yeah, I don't know what to think, man. Yeah, I'm thinking barrel heat or fouling. You know, same as I said at the range. It's got to be one of those two, you would think. And I really thought that the gun was shooting, you know, much worse on the second one. But now that I measure some groups, it really wasn't. The 39 grain, it went. The first 5 was a 1.5 inch group, and the second 5 was a 1.9 inch group. So there it definitely did seem to. But you go right there to the second group. This one kind of guy that we caught out here really kind of ruined it. The first group was 2.3 inches because of that dude, but the second group was 1.3 inches. And on the 41 grain, first group 1.5 inches, second group 1.5 inches, almost the same. Just got a little bit of shift. This one, I mean, the second group was actually significantly better. First group 2.4 inches, second group 1.4 inches. Reloader 15, that first group was just, you know, that's better than I can shoot. Like, that's better than I was holding. So I think it was just a fluke, it was just luck. But that first group was 0.7 inches, and the second was 1.4 inches. And PPU, we had that one guy off the bottom. I didn't grab the target backer because I don't really care. Whatever. You know, I show about a total of a 2.6 inch group. First 5, 2 inch. Second 5, 1.8 inch. So we outshot PPU, which is a good start. But still, you know, man, it's going to take some more investigation to find out whether it's fouling or whether it's barrel heat. This may be one where I need to kind of leave the copper fouling and stuff in the bore. You know, just like clean it all the way to bare metal every once in a while. Like maybe just clean it with Ballistol or, you know, something light that won't really get rid of all the copper. Just kind of get rid of the carbon and then head back out to the range, and maybe that'll kind of get rid of this shift, assuming it's fouling. Or if it's barrel heat, you know, I just need to frickin' just slow my roll, man. I need to chill out, shoot a little bit slower. So that'll take more investigation, and I think that'll probably be part of what I do on the next video. I was able to look up the Reloader 15 load was 41 grains. I mean, I think from this, we need to go back to Reloader 15, right? That's just outstanding, just absolutely outstanding. Not that IMR 4895 shot all that bad. I would say if we were going to continue with 4895, well, it's hard, you know, because you're looking for a range. Well, we would need to narrow it down, right? This one grain increments between loads is not really any way to do load development. This is more like pressure testing, function testing. Let's see if how the gun you know, shoots these, and then you narrow it down. See, 41 kind of up here in this, you know, upper left hand quadrant, and 42, there wasn't much of a point of impact move. So I'm thinking 41 to 42 would probably be the area I would hone in on, and, you know, maybe load 41 to 42, like do 41, 41.2, 41.4, 41.6, and so on up to 42, and see how those shot, and see, you know, because you're looking for a forgiving load. The dream load is to have like a half grain window where point of impact doesn't really shift, accuracy stays, you know, pretty close. So that way you could do, like, use a powder measure. Like, let's say you called your load, let's say 41 to 41.2, just really basically the whole range shot well. Then you could use a powder measure and throw charges at 41.5 and know that you're getting pretty good ammo that's going to give pretty good groups. That's kind of the dream. That's the goal we're looking towards. We're not necessarily looking for the one exact load that'll shoot the tiniest group. We're looking for a nice forgiving range where we can load ammo. So a couple things I promised you. The first of which was to measure the bullet on this PPU. I've done this before. I'm pretty sure it's the big bullets. Maybe not. That reads 309. I might have been kind of in the crimp. These have a pretty heavy crimp, so there might be a little bit of bullet distortion. And I had let me kind of go up just a little bit, but before the ogive starts. 310. Well, then it jumps to 308. It's hard to get measurements on this stuff sometimes. Like there it says 311. Up a little bit more. Let me get right at the tip here. 310. I think this is a bigger bullet. I think this is the larger bullet. Kind of getting funky readings here. 311. So it might be me. It might just be the way I'm measuring like a jackass. Maybe I'll do some internet searching and see if anybody else has done a better job at measuring this stuff. But it didn't shoot all that great, which, you know, makes us feel better about our hand loads, but I was hoping for better. Because like I said, the 7.5 by 55 Swiss I shot today shot outstanding. It shot really well. And the PPU match, let's see, I got it here somewhere. For 223, this is the best factory load I've ever shot in my AR. Kind of crazy. And yeah, back during our, when I did my Beginner's Guide to Reloading series, like I bought some Norma, I bought some others, and frickin' PPU outshot it all. I don't know how the hell I got off on that little tangent, but I wanted to show you the primers. Yeah, let me move the camera around. We'll get a close-up of these primers. Alright, there we go. Let's see, which piece am I at? There we go. Can you kind of see there's like a little, just a little kind of ring around there? That primer, and they're all the same way, including like over here, these are some Winchester primers that were in the Reloader 15. Those are cratered. Sometimes that's a sign of pressure, but in this case it's just a sign of a crappy bolt. You know, around the firing pin there's just some area where that primer's flowing into. It happens. Let me grab the PPU. We'll grab the factory ammo. There we go, PPU. See, exact same thing. So I'm not freaking out about it. You know, I'm just not, I'm not going to lose any sleep over this. I've checked my bolt. I've had my bolt apart. Everything looks to be in working order. The depth is set properly. I've got the little gauge. So it's just one of those things. Some guns like to flatten primers. Some guns crater primers. That's just all there is to it. Sometimes it's a pressure sign. Now if you got a gun that normally primers look great coming out of it and then you start seeing that crap, you got problems. You got pressure issues. You need to stop. You need to back off. You need to see what's going on. But some guns just do it. That's just all there is to it. Alright, let's get back to normal view. So the question is what's coming next? Because, yeah, I want to keep rolling with this Mosin stuff. You know, I've got several more videos I want to do here just within the next week or two. Because I want to shoot my Mosin. Yeah, people who watch my channel know I like to shoot the Reddit matches, and I've got, you know, videos of shooting some of the Reddit matches. I want to shoot my Mosin in the Reddit match this month. I think from today's testing, that's our best load so far, right? That's the best that we've got to work with. 41 grains of Reloader 15. I'm going to load up 50 rounds of that. I'm going to use some of it to shoot the Reddit match. And if I've got some left over, I might try to do some either barrel temp or fouling tests and see how that goes. So that'll probably be the next video, is loading up all 15 of these with the same charge of Reloader 15, shooting a Reddit match, and maybe playing around with some barrel heat. So, alright guys, see you next time.